So my name is Farhan Javed. I'm the co-founder and also the lead of corporate development at Inkrypt. We're based at the Harvard Innovation Labs. I'm a Harvard student, and we're focusing on creating a privacy-centric, decentralized content hosting platform with the main goal of providing censorship resistance to all sorts of media. One of our co-founders, Javed, he's actually one of the co-founders of the Harvard undergraduate blockchain group. And the way we kind of got in touch with the Archon cooperative is that the Archon co-op is extremely good at making connections with academic organizations, especially in a space like blockchain where there's so much hype, there's so much misinformation. But Archon really kind of singled itself out as being part of signal as opposed to noise, really creating meaningful relationships with academic organizations, with research organizations, and really kind of taking an empirical approach. We got in touch with some of the members, like Mrinal, at actually one of the Harvard Social Impact Expos regarding blockchain technology. And we had some very frank conversations of how we thought, where should the space be moving? How do we get rid of this hype and really focus on product that brings about not only economic value, but also social value in a sustainable manner, because altruism can only take it so far. And when you think of sort of the origin of Archon and kind of thinking about Greg Meredith's pioneering work in the field, where he took something very, very sort of solid and tangible like role calculus, developed Rolang, and how the cooperative is really focusing on addressing the largest pain point that I would say it is the largest pain point within this space, which is really scalability and sustainability. And I'm not a technical person myself, but I don't think it's, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to really understand that, hey, this right now with the existing alternatives, things just aren't scalable, but through concurrent computing, through a multi-threaded virtual machine, which is what the Rho virtual machine is, we can really address a lot of the pain problems and actually allow for the creation of value both at the protocol layer and at the application layer. And I think that Archon really is unique in the way that it does that. So I think that the impetus behind Encrypt really is a function of my personal background and the backgrounds of the co-founders. So for example, I was born in Saudi Arabia. My family is originally from Pakistan. Dr. Chaudhary, he grew up in Pakistan. He was raised there. He did his high school there. And both of us grew up with very curated views of the world, because today governments enjoy a lot of success in manipulating the flow of information, right? Censorship. There's a lot of beneficiaries of misinformation, including autocratic regimes, terrorist organizations, political parties. So it was really me kind of moving over to the United States. I've also lived in Canada. And one of the huge questions for me was, why are certain societies better off than other societies, right? It was a question that had always come to me when I was young and I was visiting my grandparents in Pakistan. And that's why I studied economics at Harvard, because I really wanted to understand this question. And it became very, very clear to me that access to resilient information that cannot be adulterated is the bedrock for any free and successful society. And that's where Encrypt comes in. We are really centered around that principle. We believe that by having a decentralized content hosting network, we eliminate a single point of failure, where you don't have this unfortunate circumstance where either some sort of government can coerce current corporations that are in the cloud hosting network. And because these corporations are centralized, they have to look out for their economic interest. They usually acquiesce to the governmental demands. But if we decentralize that, and if we eliminate a single point of failure, there's no concentration of network power to coerce or to bribe. And I think that really is it's a very, very powerful move that we can do. And there are a couple other decentralized hosting solutions, but we're really focused on censorship resistance. We are extremely mission-centric, right? It's not enough for us to just be a competitor in this space. We want to be a pure censorship resistance play, and no one really is combining distributed hosting with anonymized connectivity and anonymized nodal communications the way we are. And I think that's the only way to truly achieve front to back end censorship resistance. So this is actually my first time in Germany. Berlin is absolutely fantastic. It's an extremely historical city. And I'm a huge fan of history, and there's been so much monumental turning points within Berlin. And it's kind of ironic that, you know, we're having this conference for Archon here in the city, because I really feel like Archon itself it's poised to really revolutionize the way that we think about blockchain and really help extend the implications of blockchain over to sort of reforming the way that society is set up, the way that our politics are done, the way that the economy functions. And kind of being in this city, it really is a surreal experience. And when I kind of look at Archon in general, meeting all of the portfolio companies, everyone comes from very, very unique backgrounds. Everyone is trying to address a different problem. But one thing that we all have in common is that we're extremely driven and we're extremely mission-centric. And it's this type of sort of passion and this zeal that I honestly haven't seen in any other type of startup community. And I'm from Boston, right? We're based in Boston. We're based at the Harvard Innovation Labs. And, you know, Boston is sort of known as being a startup hub, especially in terms of biotech. But when it really comes to this distributed ledger technology space, it's still very nascent, right? And it's trying to gain a foothold in various different cities. But I would say that kind of being within the distributed ledger technology space, coming out to a place like Berlin, which I, as an American citizen, it's not something that I would have envisioned, right? That, you know, Berlin has a community, but clearly it does, as we're learning. It's a testament to the universality of the work that Archon is doing and the work that all of the portfolio companies want to do in conjunction with each other. So we just actually last month, we became the recipients of the Microsoft Civic Tech Innovation Scholarship. And I think that was really in light of the fact that we had demoed our proof of concept in Lighten, which is a specific application of our protocol geared towards reporters in volatile regions of the world like Syria, Iraq, Pakistan, really helping them get the word out. So in light of that, you know, we won the Microsoft Civic Tech Innovation Scholarship. We're part of the Harvard Innovation Labs, the Mass Challenge Accelerator. Just recently, I was out in Toronto doing work with the Creative Destruction Lab over there. And one of our co-founders, Erkam, he was actually in China, in Beijing at the Overseas Talent Entrepreneurship Conference. So we're trying to make a global presence because our mission is universal. Our mission is, let's take all of human society and make sure that every human being, regardless of race, belief, culture, creed, philosophy, has unadulterated access to information. So if you believe in the same thing that we believe, I think ways that people can get involved is by checking out our website, Inkrypt.io, Inkrypt.io. From there, you can get information on all of our media coverage. You can reach out to us with any sort of information. We're looking to make partnerships with all sorts of protocols, all sorts of entities, profit and non-profit. The only thing we ask is that you believe in our mission. And from there, you can join our Telegram group, stay up to date with our social media channels. We have a great presence on Instagram, Telegram, LinkedIn. We have great posts on Medium, really kind of spelling out our governance mechanics, our token mechanics. So, I mean, I think that if you believe in the mission that we're doing, there's multiple ways to get involved. Check out our website, and we want to hear from everyone out there.